Hi everybody. I'll explain what this plastic bag is from here in a second. We're going to do a little show and tell. I'm also going to do some information here. Now, just for the record, this is the video that Man Bed Voodoo, Richard. If you're paying attention, this is the one I want you to watch. And everybody else too. Now, this is an informational video. I'll get to this in a second. What it is I would like those of you that are watching in like MySpace or Facebook or here on YouTube, if you want me to invite you to when Tony and I go to the Renaissance Festival next month in October, please either if you're on YouTube, MySpace, or Facebook, shoot me a message. And say, hey, I want to go. Send me the invite. Hit me up with your email address and your real name. Unless, of course, I already know your real name, then just say my email address is, and I'll shoot it off to you. Or if you're watching this in Blogger, just leave me a comment at the bottom of this video. Simple enough. Now, for what that plastic bag is and everything, and what I was waving just a little bit ago, this is show and tell. Okay, this is actually last year, 2007, Ohio's Renaissance Festival information. I kept this just because I'm going to explain why. But here's the map of the village. Willy-nilly on the wash is what it's called. Now, I have to turn this around so I can look at it. Okay, now, I gotta set this other item back down, so. Okay, on here, there's most of the stuff at the Renaissance Festival is cash only. Fair warning. So, in case you need cash because you got your plastic on you, there are two ATMs in the place. One is on here on the map is right there where my finger is. It says like ATM, like right in there, like right by the entrance. There's another one right here where my ring finger is in the back by the mud show. So you can hit up the ATM and get some moolah there. Last year, 2009, it was obviously 8 weekends long. The last weekend this year is the weekend we're going to go, October the 16th and 17th. I don't know why they shaved off the last weekend, from last year. Now, on the other hand, this is going to come as a shock to Richard. This is actually a hardbound book. And that's me knocking on the book. This is a photo album that I actually made. It's, hardbound book. That is a photo album. I mean, I actually made this. If you want to see, and I'll get this and include this on, the pages. We'll see. This is what, some of the pages look like. I've got a Shutterfly account that I made this on, and I actually, there's some of the pages. If you want to see the whole book, this whole book, the insides of it, I will include, along with the blogger information, links down below on the description of this video. Something else, and this is information video, like I said, what it is if you want me to invite you, just please, like I mentioned before, shoot me, an email or, a PM here in YouTube or in Facebook or whatever. I would appreciate it if you do that, if you possibly could get that to me by next Saturday, the 25th of this month, by like the end of the day that day, and I'm talking like 11:59 end of that day, PM, and I'll fire you off an email. Now, mind you, like I mentioned, there's some information in Blogger that I talk about, like in relation to that Evite, that I'm not going to rehash here. You just need to go read that blog, if you're in YouTube. And I'll also provide that link again in MySpace and Facebook for folks, so they can read it. Now, there are some things that I did not mention in that blog that I need to make you guys aware of. For starters, they use porta-potties at the festival. So if you gotta go to the bathroom, you know, you're dealing with porta-potties. I'm not a big fan of porta-potties, but such is life. There's two spots where the porta-potties are. One's in the front and one's in the back. They're the first porta-potty, like if you walk in and like you're facing the ATM at the door at the gate, if you turn to your left and walk about halfway down towards the Tower of Terror, it's there on your left. The second one is on the opposite corner from the Tower of Terror. It's like back there by the food. It's like if you can find the pirate ship, you know, it's like literally across that field behind St. Peter's Church and back there in the back. So just so you know, it's like in the opposite corner from the mud show. Put it that way, like in the back. But you know, yeah, I would still like all of you to come. You know, so you know if you want to be invited, you know, go ahead and hit me up with your information. All right, and I'll email it to you. And you're welcome to invite Cox's Army, pretty much, as far as I'm concerned. You know, but you know, this is like a fun time. There's some other information I do want to share here, and you know, it bears rehashing. The actual festival like walkways are dirt in several places, so like if it rains like before we get there or like that day, it turns the actual walkways into a big muddy pit. So you know, it'd be a good idea, unless you want, you know, mud in between your little piggies, you know, seriously. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know what, wear gym shoes, closed-toed shoes, or something comfortable for walking. And I mentioned this in Blogger, but I want to share this again. Take a lightweight jacket if you go with us, because what it is it does tend to get a little bit chilly on that hill, because it is on a slight hill. It's kind of like this, you know, or something like that. I mean, it's, you know, like a slight like hill. The front part's like on, you know, like on more flat ground, but the back, like back by the mud show, or like where the other bathrooms are, that's on a hill. Okay, so I mean, you might want to keep that in mind. And you know, also, speaking of the mud show, excuse me, and I also want to mention this. There's pictures on Blogger from when Tony and I went last time of like some of the mud shows and like different videos and everything. And I mean, the main photo bucket thing I'll, you know, have where you can go find it. But anyway, you know, I would like you guys to join us. If you want to meet us in person, here's your prime opportunity to do it. And you know, if you have any questions or concerns about prices or anything, or like the best way to like save money, you know, let me know, and I'll, you know, definitely, if I know how to, you know, cut some corners on prices, you know, I'll let you know. In Blogger, I do talk about also in that blog about, you know, how to cut corners as far as like the money goes on food there. But anyway, I'm going to pause here so, you know, I can go do my last video. But I wanted to do this one about the festival first, alright? So, hang on. I'll be right back, okay?